paper 1, section B of your exam paper. Reason being is because we don't know, as Sir said outside, fully what your exam is going to look like next year. However, the written part of your papers, both English papers, is worth 50% of your mark overall. So I think it's really worth looking at your writing. In some capacity, I think you will get marked on your writing. So I think it's really worth looking at how you're writing and your content of your writing. This is what we're doing this morning. So just to get you thinking, because I admit it's been a long time since you've thought of your English GCSE, I've got a quick quiz. 5 on there, you can do it on words. I'm going to give you literally just 60 seconds, see how many questions you can answer. So if you can't answer number 1, don't worry about it, just go on to number 2. So 60 seconds, 5 questions, off you go. See what you can do. How many questions do you have to answer in this section?
7. How long did you spend on this? 20 minutes. 60.
No, it's an hour and 45.
No, an hour. Oh.
Yeah, when it's a writing one, isn't it? It's a long writing one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, an hour and a half.
It might be an hour and a half. Yeah, 3 things you
Okay, just 10 seconds.
No.
Okay, let's stop for a second. Don't worry if you don't know the answers, this is just to get the bare basics of this question. So, how many questions do you answer in this section?
3.
1.
1.
You would just have 1 question. So for example, it will be like, can you describe a day that you were really pleased with yourself? Or can you describe a marketplace? Or can you write a story about, I don't know, a time when everything went wrong? So it is just 1 big writing question. You will have 2 questions that you can pick from, but you answer 1. Write down 3 things you are marked on. What are some of the things you...
Spelling.
Brilliant, so your spelling, the structure, how you've structured your piece.
Vocabulary.
Brilliant, vocabulary.
Easy.
Anything else?
Adjectives.
Yeah, what type, so if you're descriptive, adjectives, similes, metaphors, personification. What goes with spelling? Grammar. Punctuation. Fantastic. So your sentences, are you using a variety of different sentences? Are you using different paragraph lengths? Are you using different vocabulary and different punctuation? Are you using the correct techniques? Are you writing the right type of thing for the right type of people? Just some of the things you're marked on. How many marks are available?
There's 16.
Oh, okay. So,
There's got 16 and 2.
yeah, you have got, it's 2 marks.
4.
It's out of 40 overall. You get 24 marks for content. And what I mean by that is your ideas, what you are writing, who you are writing to. So have you written a letter for the Prime Minister, for example? And your content, your ideas, what you have actually written. Then the 16 marks is the technicality. So for example, your spelling, your punctuation, your grammar. Okay? How long should you spend on this section?
45 minutes.
Well done, Esme. I can tell you must have a brilliant English teacher.
Yeah.
Good. 45 minutes. How much should you write in 45 minutes?
About 2.5.
Probably about 2, try and go for 2.5 to 3 sides. Something slightly longer. So, just go through, you answer one question, 40 to 24. 40 marks break into 24 for context, 16 for technicality, 45 minutes, 2.5 to 3 sides. So, what we're going to look at is we are going to look at how to answer one of these questions. So the exam question you've been given is, a magazine has asked for contributions to their creative writing section. Either write a description of summertime or write a story in which you overcame a challenge. So, what we're going to do is how to answer one of these questions in paper 1 section B. And it is the 5 P's. You might want to write a heading, the 5 P's.
What are we doing then?
Yeah.
Are we writing in our books? Or?
You can do it in your books or you can do it on Microsoft Word. I don't mind what you do. So if you want to put a heading, the 5 P's.
What is it?
The 5 P's.
I'm one of them guys who got it fucking...
And your first P is to pick a question. So the first thing, obviously, you've got 2 questions in front of you. Pick a question. Now, I have marked exams where it's obvious that somebody has started one question and then halfway through, probably about 20 minutes in, they've crossed it out and they've started the other question. So they've obviously wasted half of that time they've got. They've wasted half their marks. So be sure when you get in, don't delay, just pick a question. To be honest, your writing is your writing. So by the time you take your exam at the end of year 11, whether you're writing a story or whether you're writing a description, to be honest, you just need to pick a question and go for it, using everything that you know that you need to use, like vocabulary, different punctuation, etc. So first thing you do is pick a question. We together are going to pick, write a description of summertime. That is the one we're going to pick. Second thing is path. So the second P is path. So you might want to write number 2, path. Purpose,
Number 1.
pick a question. Number 1, pick a question. Number 2, path. Purpose, audience, form.
What path means?
Yeah, so what do you think the purpose is? It is on the board if you want to... So the purpose is why you are writing. Why are you writing? Are you writing to persuade? Are you writing to describe? Are you writing to inform? Are you writing to argue? Are you writing to entertain? Why are you writing to purpose? Audience, who are you writing to? It is very, very different if you're writing to your friend to whether you're writing to Mr. McLean, for example. You're going to use different tones, you're going to use different ideas, you're going to use different language. And the form is what are you actually writing? Okay? Is it a letter? Is it an article? Is it a blog? What is it you're writing? So if we have a look at this example, a magazine has asked for contributions to their creative writing section. Write a description of summertime. What is the purpose in this example?
To describe something.
Fantastic. To describe. If you're describing, what do you need to do? Yeah? What type of techniques might you use?
Similes.
Similes. Adjectives. Metaphor. Personification. Fantastic. Similes. Yeah? Brilliant. Who are we writing to in this example?
Magazine.
Yeah, whoever's reading this magazine. So it's quite a wide audience. So how are you going to write? Are you going to use a lot of slang if you're writing in a magazine?
Yeah.
No, because then people will judge you.
Yeah, so probably a bit more formally.
Yeah.
And what is it you're writing?
How would people judge if this was sad?
What is it you're writing?
You write the description of the summer.
Yeah, you're writing a description of summer, and it's an article from the magazine, okay? So you don't have to think about, oh, I'm writing a letter or anything like that. It's straightforward, it's quite an easy article. Next thing, plan and point. So your third P is plan and point. We've had pick a question. Second thing, purpose, audience, and form. Third thing, actually plan and point. Just going to look at that together. So, summertime. So let's plan this together. What ideas might you write about the summertime?
Whatever.
That is hot, so you might look at the weather. What else might you look at?
Sunny.
So that kind of goes in the weather, the fact that it's sunny.
Well,
Yeah.
right.
The stuff you done.
Okay, so what types of things might you do in the summer?
Go to the beach.
Beach. Lovely. What else might you do?
Play some football. Sports.
Play sports.
Like,
What else might you do?
say about like what you eat, like ice creams.
Okay, so you summer food. I'm loving this section. Ice cream, definitely. Strawberries, they're a big summer must. Anything else that you might do in the summer, or what you might write about for the summer?
We'll go clothes shopping.
Might go clothes shopping.
So,
So, also clothes. Clothes are very different in the summer, aren't they? Obviously, you've got shorts,
different fashions.
sunnies, sunglasses. My pen's dying already. So you would plan, and point means number the points. Really importantly, so you know where to start. I personally would start with the thing that you think most confident about writing. Reason being, if you start to run out of time, at least you've put your best thing first. Plus, the examiner is going to start at the top, aren't they? Yeah, if they kind of get bored halfway through, they might stop reading. You might have done a brilliant paragraph, like paragraph 4.
So this is my description, literally is what I'm going to go in the sun.
Yeah. So, I think, personally, I'd be able to write really confidently and do a fantastic description about how hot it is. So I'm going to number that number 1. That's going to be my first point. Then, I love food. So I would definitely do summer food as second. Then I would probably describe my time at the beach third. And I'd probably, let's do sports. Be a bit of a joke for me, but then there we go. They're my 5 points that will make my 5 paragraphs. I know where I'm starting, I know where I'm going. So actually I don't have to do too much difficult thinking about ideas anymore. So make sure, third thing, you plan, and then you point. So you know what you're writing, you know what order you're writing them in. Then, here we go, you pen. So 4 means you actually write it. To pen is to actually put pen to paper. So your 4th P is to write it.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you mean? I've done this, look, that up.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So put number 4, put pen. Okay, so then you actually write it. And there's an example here, and we're going to do a little bit of work on this example in a minute. So I will read it to you. It says, I like waking up in the summer. It is already light, and the birds create a melody around me. The sky is blue, and the sun tempts me to get out of bed and not linger in the winter, like in the winter months. I love the fact that I don't have to put on layer after layer after layer, but their simple shorts and t-shirt will do. It is hot, like someone has left the oven on, and I'm to be baked inside. I'm going to the beach, of course. It is summer. As I approach, I can already see 1 million people have had the same idea as me. It looks like ants are building a new home. Huge lines of people carry umbrellas, giant inflatables, deck chairs, sun hats and picnics, all in slow motion across the hot, dusty sand. I don't care. I just want my spot where I can hear the swish, swash of the sea and feel the gentle sweet sea breeze sweep over me whilst I read my book. Oh, isn't that nice? So, that's part of what this person has written, of their number 4 point of pen. Last point, 5, and we're going to do this a little bit together, is perfect. And what I mean by perfect is you go back over and you change the things that you think, actually this is too simple and I can make this better. So number 5 point, you might want to put perfect. And then a little thing for you to do is I've highlighted some things in yellow that I want you to make better. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to look at the things in yellow and to improve those things.
Liz, can you say I crave what you like? Because you crave it. You know when you crave food, you want it.
Yeah, you can crave waking up, like you're excited, you're desperate to get up.
But act like you didn't get it right. I crave strawberries.
Okay, there's a few more seconds. Try and improve, to perfect those bits highlighted. Okay. Yeah, or you can just think of them, I don't mind. Anyone get anything for the first thing? So instead of I like waking up, what can we change that to?
I crave.
Get up, crave waking up, crave waking up. Anything else? Any other examples? I'm excited to wake up. I adore waking up. Just any other different synonym than to like to make your writing a bit more exciting. Okay, let's have somebody else other than Esme. She's contributed a lot this morning. I think it's personally because she's got a really good English teacher. But the sky is blue. Something else other than blue. My son, who's 5, could write the sky is blue. So therefore, after 16 years in education, I reckon you could write something a little bit more sophisticated than the sky is blue. What else could we write?
The sky is black.
The sky. Yeah, in the summertime, definitely. You know, you wake up, maybe it's a typical British summer's day. Okay? So maybe you're turning this idea on its head. Yeah?
Cloudless.
Cloudless. That's beautiful. The sky is cloudless. Yeah? Or if you wanted to write about a typical summer's day, like my wedding day, which I won't go into, the sky is black. Yeah?
It was raining on your wedding.
Oh, it didn't just rain, it flooded on my wedding day.
I bet you look like.
Maybe. Anyway. So, perfect. What I would like you to do for the rest of the lesson, which is now, you've got 20 minutes, is I want you to go through and use this plan. So I want you to pick a question, apply what's the purpose, what's the audience, what's the form, plan it, point, number, the ideas in your plan, write something, go back and perfect it. If you want to continue with the idea of summertime and you want to go back and use our plan, by all means do. I understand we've not been here for 13 weeks, okay? But if you want to go for something different, by all means go for it. So you've got 20 minutes now. Have a go, going through pick a question, paper, science form, plan, pen, perfect. Okay, if you need any help, I'll come round and help. I have to stay 2 metres away from you, but...